Well, I've been talking about needing a break, so I've finally taken one. I've headed north because I'm going to see my friends Lee and Tony, and we are going on a ghost hunt.
We're hunting a ghost.
A ghost, exactly. Who does that?
And for the occasion, today, I thought I'd wear my fantastic Ghostbusters t-shirt that actually was Tony's, and he kindly gave me last time, mainly because every time I saw him wear it on Zoom, I was like, Tony, where did you get that t-shirt? And now it is mine. I don't do that about all his clothes, by the way, just saying. I'm like raided his whole entire wardrobe.
Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
But it is a thought. I don't know if I've ever really talked about spooky stuff in my vlog before, but I do really love creepy things. Scary stories, scary places. In fact, my love of the paranormal is how I know Lee and Tony. You will recognise Lee from previous videos when he serenaded the murderous mermaid.
Strangers in the night.
And Tony, well, you've met his alter ego already. So I've known Tony only about, I think it's about 3 years now actually maybe. And we normally just mainly get to hang out on Zoom. So it's nice when every once in a while we can just all get together. I say do investigations, but it's normally just them two taking the piss out of me and winding me up, which is all good fun.
Oh, please. You guys love me.
The first time we all managed to get together in person was, it was a couple of years ago, and funny enough, it actually is where we're going this weekend, Jedburgh Jail. Now, Jedburgh Jail is a really cool place. It's lots of fun. There's lots of different buildings and lots of cells. As well as hanging out and having fun, we probably actually also do a bit of work. Maybe. Last time we were at Jedburgh Jail, we carried out a few experiments using a basic version of the Estes method. The Estes method was created by Connor Randall and Carl Pfeiffer, who you may know from Planet Weird's fantastic docu-series Hellier.
Something happened in Hellier, or something happened around Hellier. All I know is it's bigger than goblins. It's bigger than us.
The method is named after Estes Park, Colorado, which is home to the Stanley Hotel. As well as being famous for its hauntings and as the setting for Stephen King's The Shining,
Here's Johnny!
is also where Connor and Carl developed the method whilst working at the hotel as paranormal investigators. As part of their investigations, they used a spirit or ghost box, which is essentially a radio that continuously sweeps through AM and FM frequencies. The idea behind these boxes is that they can be used to communicate with spirits by receiving messages in either the form of EVP, electronic voice phenomena, or by the spirit momentarily stopping the radio on particular words or stations. In the Estes method, however, rather than everyone hearing the box's output, one person will listen to it using noise-cancelling headphones whilst also wearing some kind of blindfold. This prevents the listener from being able to hear the questions being asked, as well as eliminating the possibility of lip reading. Before watching Hellier, I wasn't particularly interested in spirit boxes and didn't see their value beyond a fun novelty to fool around with. But the Estes method made me rethink this and got us intrigued enough to give it a go at our last Jedburgh visit. Whilst the results of our first attempt were a bit hit and miss to say the least.
Off. Die. I can't guarantee it.
It did, however, pique my interest enough that I want to repeat the experiment again, but this time with a few additions and tweaks.
So I'm getting my things together for the Jedburgh trip, and one is a blindfold.
Ooh, kinky!
So we can do the Estes method properly, because previously we did a basic version, we probably just didn't know what we were doing really, so we hadn't thought it through particularly thoroughly beforehand. So I bought one of these this time so you don't, rather than just closing your eyes, you actually can block out a bit easier, and I suppose it makes you go, I don't know what the word to say, gets you more in the zone of listening and concentrating when you've got your eyes covered. Also, the other essential kit is the ghost box. This is another addition to the kit. Last time we used one that Tony had. I think it's one of the original Radio Shack ones, which is pretty neat and retro. But the advantage of this one is that you can actually, there's an SD card slot in it. So you can actually record the output, which will be interesting because obviously beforehand we just had one person listening and saying what they could hear, but without being able to go back and check, because it is sometimes quite hard to actually hear and you do get a bit self-conscious as what you're saying. Praise God.
Okay. This is not getting weird.
So if you just blurt it out and then we can like timestamp it and see what it actually said, or if it's just, because it is, audio is really ambiguous in some ways. Like I've had clips before I sent to like Tony and Lee and other people, and they said, what do you think it says? And we've all come back with different answers. Sometimes we all agree, sometimes we don't. So again, it's just interesting to be able to analyse it. And also, another thing we need to remember to do is record the audio of the actual room and the people asking questions, and using old school dictaphone. This is a good bit of kit, it's really sensitive, and I would just set that up again and sort of like, I don't know, make a timestamp or just make a noise so you can hear on both audio, so you can connect them up and see. Again, because you might hear something in the room that you don't hear at the time, or you can then obviously compare the questions to the answers. Another bit of essential kit is the headphones, which you can plug directly into the ghost box. These are also really good in that, I don't know if they're specifically noise cancelling, but once you've got them on and you've got the ghost box on, you pretty much can't hear anything else or other voices, or if you can, very, very muffled. So they're really good. And another addition is a headphone splitter, because I thought it might actually be quite interesting to plug that into the box. You've obviously got the person listening and saying what they're hearing, but also other people can sort of tap in and have a listen at the same time if they wish. So that's the equipment packed. It's time to go find those ghosts. Maybe. Probably unlikely. Who knows? We'll see.
Once upon a time lived a jolly little boy called Gilbert Young. Gilbert lived happily on the hearth with his dear friends Eyeless Chad and the Cauldron Spider. He would spend his days reading, cooking, and dressing up in fancy things. And whilst he was a very happy little boy, he also dreamed for much, much more. So one night when the moon was full, he wished upon a star that you would subscribe to Louie's channel and like this video. Now I'm sure you don't want to dash the dreams of a child, so please fulfill Gilbert's wish and don't forget to subscribe right now.
Having a little stop on the way because Tony has called a code orange beer.
We are to code orange here, people.
Of course it is. In Newcastle.
It's Halloween.
I've done it right. He says we're going electronic.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Basically negative.
Negative, negative, negative.
I need one. See. Where is the spooky stuff? I'm sorry, if they've got Christmas, they better bloody well have Halloween.
so many things I want instantly.
I will take everything.
Are you hiding?
That's a scary mask, bro.
He's a formal ghost on the way to work.
That's hideous.
These are pretty amazing. And the metal. These $3.50. I think they're going in the basket too.
I believe these chicken feet are mine. The fluffy! You're so fluffy!
And now for something completely different.
Sun's going down and it's very windy, but it's very beautiful. So we're on the way up to Jedburgh. We've stopped at Almouth. I keep saying that wrong, so we're just talking to Anwick, I can't say it, Alec, to go to a bookshop. You probably can't hear anything I'm saying because it's windy, but it's so beautiful. Good for the soul to stick your feet in the sea. Perfect meal before ghost hunting. Deep fried haggis and chips.